What up, what up, what up, YouTube, Facebook, what's going on? It's your boy JD, aka Mr. December, and we are back for another episode of Love and Relationships. Listen, we got a great show for you tonight. If you're on your way in right now, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. It would really help us out. Comment down below some of your thoughts as we go along through these topics tonight. And as per usual, we have our special panelists with us tonight. We got Miss Antoinette. What's up, Antoinette?
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Greetings. It's another beautiful day.
Yeah, it most certainly is. Oh, y'all share the video as well. Please share the video. If you're watching on the replay, I want you to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for us. We got some new things coming up. So I know a lot of y'all have been giving some pretty good reviews on the content that we've been doing so far. I got some exciting news for all the day ones. It might not be big to a lot of people, but it's big to us right now. The channel is growing. The group is growing. We just crossed over 100 subscribers, and it is two videos that have over 1,000 views so far. And one of those is the pop-up show that we did last week. Is Marriage Worth It? So if you haven't already, go check those videos out. And I'm gonna go ahead and put Antoinette on the spot right now. She might not be ready, but I feel good today, y'all. So new things coming, and one of the new things that's gonna be coming is Antoinette is going to have her own segment. More details coming on that soon. And yeah, we're gonna be doing some interviews. We're going to be talking about various topics as it comes to dating, relationships, especially if you're out here dating over 30 and over 40. This might be exactly what you're looking for. And y'all, we got another special guest with us, our panelist. She's very well known to the show and on the channel. We have the Alabama Church Girl. Say something to the people, Val.
Beep, beep, toot, toot. Hey, good people. It's your Alabama church girl here. First, giving honor to God, who is the head of my life. To all the leaders, saints, and friends, thank you for having me in.
Can y'all tell she a professional? That's what's up. What's going on, Val? It's good to see you.
Likewise.
Good. Well, that's what's up. Oh, one more thing I want to say. I got a chance to speak briefly on the lead attorney's YouTube show, and if y'all have not checked that brother out on YouTube,
Yeah.
he is really unique in his content. So y'all go check out the lead attorney. That dude is dope, and I haven't met many YouTubers or content creators in this space that are as generous as he is. So y'all go check out the lead attorney, and yeah, let's jump right into it. So first topic that I want to talk about tonight. Y'all see the thumbnail. Y'all see the title. We're going to jump right into it. Are you willing to settle? We're talking about settling in relationship these days. Y'all going to have to help me out. It was a, which Tyler Perry movie was it where they were talking about the 80-20 rule? Do y'all remember which one? Anybody in the comments? Which movie was that? I think was that was the one with Jill Scott and
When they were on the retreat.
yeah.
Um,
Oh shoot, I
Was
know the
that
movies. Don't
was
ask me
that Why Did I
names.
Get Married? Why Did I Get Married too?
Was it? I think it
Was it?
was. Why did I
it
get
might
married?
be.
Anyway, they were talking about the 80-20 rule, meaning that you and your spouse and the person you find to settle down with, yeah, there we go. Thank you, Miss It's Me Lala.
Okay.
Why did I get married too? That's what I thought. So they were talking about the 80-20 rule, right? And they said, well, in your spouse or a significant other or whatever, you're only going to get about 80% of what you want, and then the 20% you have to deal with or whatever. But the argument was that in the movie it was more directed toward men, but we hold everybody accountable over here. But saying that men will leave the 80% to go chase the 20%.
Hmm.
And it's vice versa, and it goes both ways. So yeah, that's what we're talking about. Are you willing to settle in a relationship? Are you settling? First of all, what is your definition of settling? We'll start with you, Antoinette. What is your definition of settling?
Ooh, so it depends on what my experience is at that time and which age bracket we talking about of life experiences. Now, when I was younger, during my undergraduate, okay, I didn't have to settle because it was do what I want when I want, and we just gonna flow through it. Now, as you get older, or as I gotten older, um, settling is if you have a CPAP at night, then I have a CPAP, and we just gonna have to settle this together. But settling as far as with no goals, no ambition, no drive, that's something that I will not settle for. I will not keep the weight of the world on my shoulders when we need to balance this out. Um, Settling as far as with knowing that you have money problems and you don't know how to budget and you're not being receptive to, hey baby, okay, let's break this down. I'm gonna do this with the savings account, you gonna follow this, let me show you how to do this, and we gonna set this asset aside and these stocks and bonds, and let's learn this together, let's take a class together, so that way we're on the same page. So there's not going to be too much settling. Now, if it's on simple things that we could work through, then yes. But if it's something that I'm giving you the tools to your toolbox and vice versa, then no, I'm not going to settle if you're not showing that you want to work with me to work on us. There is no settling. At this time and age, listen, if the sun, God willing, and the creek don't rise, then there's nothing for me to settle. There is a drive and there's goals and there's a legacy that we are working on. So I don't have time to settle. Now, back in the days, like I said, as an undergraduate and what have you, then maybe we might settle because everybody's a project at that time, right? We're trying to figure out who we are. So I'll settle for, okay, our flaws and all, but it depends on what I'm settling with. But when it comes down to finances and building up our foundation, no, I'm not settling on it.
Okay. Okay, I got you. Alabama Church Girl, is on you. What do you think?
I to some degree, I believe that we all do settle in some aspects of our expectations. But I concur with a lot of what Antoinette said. There are some things that we're just not going to settle. That, this is where the rubber meets the road. There are some things that you're just not going to settle for. And when I say some aspects of things we do have to settle for, we all have these lofty ideas of that perfect person for us. And sometimes we forget to add the understanding that no one is perfect, and someone may have drive, but they may leave that seat up all the time. They may have ambition, but doggone it, they ain't never gonna get out there and change your tire. So those are things you have to weigh. What are your checks and balances? You have to know, what is my absolute no, this is something I cannot settle. I'm one, we're not cheating. We're not doing that. I'm not going crazy trying to figure out who you with on what day and who you winking at, who pants your fingers in and stuff. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. Just not gonna do it. I'm not gonna settle for that. For some people, they can excuse that and they'll settle in that manner as long as the bills are being paid. Understand what I'm saying? But there are certain things that certain people will have to define. That's why I always state that, whatever you choose for your relationship and how you've defined the contract of your relationship, that's you. That was your choice. That was what you entered, the agreement that you entered in partnership with. But I believe that marriage, and I believe the courts believe that marriage is a business. We are coming together as partners, and we're going to define how we're going to run this business. We can run it in the ground, or we can run it out to our legacy, to our destiny, and build a dynasty together. And that's what I choose to do. So I hope I answered your question in a roundabout way, that in some degree we are going to settle.
Well,
For instance, I can tell you my own personal experience. I love my guy to death. He adores me. But I have just had to settle for the fact that he might leave them socks on the side of the bed.
Right. There's pros and cons, and then you have to have the checks and balances of those pros and cons. So yeah, most definitely those little things that you can settle for. And like I said, it just depends on which way the wind blew.
I hear both of you, and I like what y'all said. Especially what Alabama Church Girl said right there at the end. A lot of tenured married couples always say, learn how to pick your battles or whatever. And I guess kind of in a way that's settling on some stuff, meaning that you will settle not to cause an argument or say something and just pick the socks up off the floor. You know what I'm saying? And both of you settle to do that for each other instead of fussing. Hey, you didn't get your boots up off the ground. When I'm tired, the other day you didn't get your dishes out the sink. You know what I'm saying? So that could be a form of settling. But I want to get a little bit more into it because I'm of the opinion, just like y'all said, nobody is perfect. And going back to that 80-20 rule, sometimes in these days 80-20 is not even realistic. Sometimes you might have to deal with 70-30. You know what I'm saying? And I tell this story a lot, but in the dating game, a lot of ladies want a man that's at least 6 foot tall, right? I'm not 6 foot tall, but I was talking to this lady in the messages or whatever, and she said that this time around she's not going to settle for anything. I was like, wow. So, what are some things that you absolutely will not settle for? And I can't remember exactly what all three of them were, but the last one was I'm not dating anybody under 6 feet tall, and I'm not 6 feet tall, but I think my reply was 2 out of 3 ain't bad or whatever, and she was like, which two? And I said, well, I'm not 6 foot tall, and y'all, this girl blocked me.
No.
Yeah, and we were vibing pretty good. So sometimes. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm the greatest thing on this side of heaven or anything like that, but I mean, sometimes you could miss out on something good because you're not willing to settle on some things. I mean, I believe that it's some things that you should settle on, and there's some things that some things you probably shouldn't settle on. I mean, let's just
Now,
keep it a stack. Go ahead.
good. Oh, sorry, JD. I was gonna
No,
say,
go
is
ahead.
it settling or is it accepting? Is there a fine? There's a fine line in accepting a couple of things, and there's a fine line in settling for certain things. So
Mm. I didn't really think about that. You would what do you think would be on either side of settling or accepting? I mean, to me,
I
it's kind of the
accept.
same.
So for instance, hypothetical. I accept the fact that um, my partner has a baby mama, right? And with that baby
Hmm.
mama, she may be off the cuff, in my point of view, right? Might be off the cuff, very rude, this, that, and the other. But as we stated before, if there's children involved, I'm going to accept the fact that we have to work together. Now, settling as far as with decision making, I have to settle with the fact that there may be um, some miscommunications, and settling that um, everybody might not be receptive to the communications or what I may be trying to elaborate with that child or what's going on with a particular situation. I may have to settle with those outcomes, but I accept the fact that I want this relationship because of who I'm with and with the children that are involved because this is now my blended family. So just in hypothetically speaking, there's that fine line between acceptance and settling, and what are we willing to accept and settle with as far as with relationships.
May I add something, Judy?
Yeah, please.
You I'm sorry that you were treated that way. But I do want you to know this. Guys do it too. I can tell you at least 2 experiences that I've had where I dated guys, a long time. One guy I've kind of mentioned to y'all before, dated for 5 years, but he could not, as Antoinette said, accept the fact that I was a single mom. He felt that because he had never been married and never had children, that he would be settling for me as if I was less than. Mind you, I told you I dated this guy for 5 years. Mind you, I think I've shared with you guys before. This is the same guy that I helped attain his master's degree. That did not concern him that I was a great attribute to his life, that I helped him to progress in his life. He just understood the fact that this lady has a child. She's been married before she has a child, and I can't settle. So guess what? That was to his detriment. I got to keep it moving because the man that I'm going to be with will accept the fact that I am a single mother, and they will also they will know that they're not settling. They're gaining. They're not settling as if I'm less than. They're gaining a family. The man that I'm married to now has never been married before and does not have any children. Same, but guess what? He sees this as his family and an asset to his life. So, God will turn things around. And then, those same people that skip over you, JD, and they block you in their DMs, guess what? The next thing you know, they're going to find you on your Instagram and be sending you messages trying to figure out, well, what you're doing now? Oh my God, I see all these wonderful things going on in your life. I'm sorry you couldn't say
Not in the Instagram.
On the Instagram, they'll find you on the Snapchat, they'll find you on the TikTok, they liking every picture.
Because the
don't be too late then, right? Right.
I also there's another example I wanted to share. This other guy that, like I mentioned, was a pastor that told me that he couldn't be with anybody who didn't have any social status. What you mean?
What is social status?
Thank you. The same thing. I'm looking like, what you talking about? And he said, well, I'm a celebrity around my part, so I got to be with somebody on the same level as me. You a celebrity in Birmingham?
Wow.
Celebrity, a whole celebrity. I didn't know pastors were celebrities. I did not know that. But yeah, like I said, you'll find out in the long stretch.
I didn't know. I didn't know pastors were celebrities either. I mean, I guess that's kind of why a lot of them get a bad rap, right? That ain't what's up. I don't appreciate that. Good evening, Facebook user. Good to see you. But accepting versus settling. I mean, to me, I see where you could draw that very fine line. I mean, to me, if you say, well, I'm gonna settle for it, like, okay, I can deal with this XYZ, whatever it is, and it not bother me, or I'm not gonna let it bother me. If you say accepting, to me, it's like, I don't like this at all. I don't agree with it, but I'm just going to accept it because this is part of what comes with you, but you accept it, but it's still bothering you, or it bothers you. Does that make sense? Especially like if you're dealing with someone that has kids and has baby mama, baby daddy drama. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't like the situation that's going on with you and the mother of your child. I don't like it. I don't agree with it, but I'm going to accept it. You know what I'm saying? Whether, oh, well, I can settle for this. Okay, maybe he's not 6 foot, but he's 5'11". I can. That's not gonna bother me. You see what I'm saying? I think, yeah, not a deal breaker. And some stuff like I heard. I'm gonna try my best not to butcher her name, but Sister Shahrazad Ali, uh, she speaks a lot to men in the black community, and she talks to the men a lot about settling or whatever, because a lot of times, I gotta admit, sometimes we men go for the big butt and the smile. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times that might not be, the best thing for you. You know what I'm saying? It might be the one that might be the best one for you may not be the one that's got the most junk in the trunk or whatever, for the lack of a better word. Might not be the one, as short or as tall as you like them, or as brown skin or as dark skin as you like them, but they might be good for you. You know what I'm saying? And I think we need to, especially in 2021, everything is like so superficial and on the outside. Sometimes, we miss a lot of families and people getting together in our community because we're looking too much on the exterior and not enough of, hey, this person would be good for me, or we can get along, we can make it work, or what. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all agree with me?
I do.
Absolutely.
I do.
It's
we
about
have to define what compatibility looks like, not
Mhm.
just what we look good in the picture, but do
Right.
we look good in the long run?
And then, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Antoinette.
Go ahead. No, I was just saying, and also just tapping into your authenticity, just stepping outside that box of the norm or what's being accepted, and just tapping into that. Like, just do something different and find out who your true self is, and just trusting the process of it all is what makes you be more attractive to someone else, like the one with the Coke bottle glasses.
Gotcha. Yeah. And then sometimes the people that look the best on the outside, not gonna treat you, the best. Not all, but that seems to be the case a lot of times. But to take it a little bit deeper, outside of the physical, let's put the physical to the side for a second, and let's talk about some emotional settling, or
You're about to get deep.
yeah, I
Okay.
want to get deep. Emotional settling, for the lack of a better word. I mean, it might be something that your partner does that really, really bothers you. Shout out to My Vivid Life. My Vivid Life is in the building. Good to have you. Thank you so much for joining us. Listen, y'all go subscribe to My Vivid Life. She has a awesome channel. Matter of fact, that's part of the good news. We're gonna be doing a collab soon over here with My Vivid Life. Awesome channel. Y'all go subscribe. But let's talk about that emotional settling for a minute. What if it's something that you might be missing emotionally? Everything's there, but how deep or how important is it to settle on some things emotionally, or not to settle on some things emotionally? Who wants to start that off? We'll start with you. Want to start, Val? We'll start with you this time.
Okay.
Well, see, this is where I get rigid.
Okay. Get as rigid as you need to.
Yeah, and I'm less than malleable on settling emotionally and spiritually, because I need the compatibility there more than anything. Um, I'm not always on. I can be an extrovert as well as an introvert. And when I'm at home, I'm mostly an introvert. I need somebody that is emotionally intelligent enough to understand that just because I'm not talking does not mean that I'm upset. I'm mad that our energy is off. I just go into my shell so I can get into my creative space. I need someone that um I don't like yelling and fussing. I don't. I shut down, honestly. When you start yelling, I cannot handle it. We're going to talk to each other rationally. You can say anything to me, just say it in a respectful way. I need someone that emotionally understands that and not is not always trying to challenge that, because I'm serious when I say I can't stand that. I shut down. Like, I would rather leave the house and go to the lake than to listen to that. But I need someone that can handle me saying that. Please, don't let's not do that with each other. I need someone that does not take slick jabs in conversation. Sometimes people say stuff and they say, well, I'm just joking. No, I don't joke like that. Because when you say little slick stuff in a joking manner, when it gets serious, how far are you gonna go? Because here I am on the other side. I take stuff like that literally. And if you're gonna go low, baby, I'm gonna take it to the flow. That's just the way I work. And you don't want me to do that because my tongue is a double-edged sword. So let's not play like that. I need someone that is emotionally equipped to handle that. So those things I can't settle for. I can't settle for someone that's just not emotionally intelligent. I need someone who is strong enough in their emotions to understand that I'm an attractive woman. I always have been since I've been a woman. So if we walk outside and someone gives me a compliment, you should be able to emotionally handle that. You should be equipped with enough security in yourself not to crumble under the fact that someone complimented your woman. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you all down in my comments on social media trying to get at everybody that gives me a compliment. Come on now, that's immature. You should know that I got this. I'm never gonna let anybody disrespect our household, our boundaries. You understand what I'm saying? So those are things I can't settle. I can't. Spiritually, I need someone to understand that I really am the Alabama church girl. Through and through, I am a church girl. I can twerk and church at the same time. Don't get it twisted.
I gotta get a soundboard. I really gotta get a soundboard. But listen, one thing, and then I want to read some of the comments. Why is it that you ladies hit below the belt with your mouth so much? And look, I'm smiling, but it's really not funny. You ladies can say some really, really hurtful stuff. And if we say you got a booger on your nose, it's the end of the world.
Well, see, that's what I mean. I know that I could go there. So that's why let's not even play like that. Because your feelings gonna get hurt. Let's not play like that. Don't do that.
My vivid life says settling to me means allowing exceptions of my deal breakers. Okay, especially being emotionally unavailable. Okay, that's kind of what Vi was just talking about. Let me see. That's Chelsea. What's up, Chelsea? Chelsea says if you want to be funny, we can be hilarious. Wow. Man, y'all ruthless, man. And then I see I want to go back to Carlita Hill. Thank you for joining us tonight. My vivid LOL, not twerk and church.
Yes,
hey,
I need a shirt. I need a shirt that says hashtag twerk and church.
I bet that will be a top seller. Definitely a top seller. What's up, Antoinette? Let me hear what you got to say about emotionally settling.
Well, as far as with that, I started thinking about triggers and behaviors and the actions of that. So if you have a new partner, you want to make sure that you're not basically bringing those disappointments of your past experiences and digging them on your new partner, because they don't deserve that, and neither do you. So this would have to entail effective communication, right? So that emotional um, standpoint of just being stuck into that box of, do I express this with him or her? How are they going to take it? I'm always holding down the fort. So my emotional standpoint is, do I stay balanced in front of him, or when can I let my guard down so that way I could express myself? So it's just in dealing with disappointments, but then tapping into what emotions make you happy and what emotions lead you toward a path of just being great, not just for yourself, but for each other. Um, what I was writing down is just trusting what you share and ensuring that it won't be used when emotions are chaotic. So we need to ensure that we're not using those stories or those expressions when we're emotionally unstable. And I think that's very important in order to build trust and to build a stronger unity when you're looking into a relationship with someone else. Spiritually, as we're starting to tap back into, getting into research and understanding the Bible and understanding everyone's different belief systems and acceptance that there is that higher power. It's just how do we not so there, with spirituality, that's nothing that we can settle with or accept. It is what it is, and those are different discussions and conversations that you would have to have with your partner. But just understanding where somebody is in their life and where they're trying to grow and tap into spiritually, those are different type of emotions that you have to tap into in order to understand someone and move forward. And this is something that you need to accept. If you're not ready for those conversations, both spiritually and emotionally, then you just need to go ahead and move on and allow your partner that you're seeking a relationship to move on to, because that's just going to cause a whole bunch of drama that nobody really needs to go with at all.
Okay, I got you. I like it. I like it a lot. Just real quick before we move on, kind of from a man's perspective, for men, we typically don't share our emotions. I know a lot of y'all said, um, being emotionally unavailable is something that you all won't settle for. A lot of times, men tend to be less emotional in front of the women simply because of a respect factor, and it kind of it's kind of a double-edged sword, because respect is big for men. One of the top things that men need to feel is respected. And if a man feels like his woman doesn't respect him, that's going to cause a problem. But at the same time, if your man is being too emotional, or I guess a little bit softer than what you think that he needs to be, I mean, believe it or not, whether you want to admit it or not, a lot of times women will lose respect for a man for being too emotional. It's kind of like you want them to be emotionally available, for you, but at the same time, a lot of times men don't feel like we can be emotional in front of our women, and it's usually a respect thing for us. And if you ask, most women, women want to feel secure with their man, and if a man is overly emotional, then a lot of times a woman is not going to feel as secure as she needs, in my opinion. Go ahead.
Most of the time, when I hear women say that a man or men have been unavailable, they're usually speaking of someone that is not willing to fully commit their heart to them, not necessarily show or express emotions. Because men are easy; they easily express anger, upset, frustrations, and disappointments, and those are emotions. They will express that, but expressing compassion and love and care and kindness, those are the things that most women are looking for and feel that men have been emotionally unavailable. Now, this is from what I've seen, what I heard, what I've read. Women, when they use that term, emotionally unavailable, a man that will be in relationship with you for years and years and years, but never commit to a marriage, or be in relationship with you. They clearly want you around for long periods of time, but still entertain other women when that's not what you two agreed upon together. Those are the type things that I have witnessed women meaning, or that use of emotionally unavailable, that term, meaning that they don't want to actually commit to a woman emotionally.
Okay. Antoinette, were you kind of agreeing with Alabama Church Girl?
Yeah, absolutely. And then I was thinking about the actual drive of those emotions with men, because you were saying as far as with the respect factor.
Mm-hmm.
So with respect, are you meaning just overall? Are you saying as far as with, okay, this is my woman and this is what we doing? There's different factors to respect, and how a man sees respect and what is respectful to a woman. So would you be able to elaborate what you mean as far as with what men value as respect from their woman or their partner, and then from the community in representing a man who expresses emotions?
Well, yeah, absolutely. As it pertains to a relationship, just that overall respect. Like, hey, you're the head of the household. You're the leader. I'm going to follow, the vision, and I'm going to respect you as a man. I'm not going to treat you like you're my child. I'm not going to treat you like you're less than. Just that simple respect as giving that man the respect as a head of household. Now, as it pertains to in the community, that level of respect, you have to earn that kind of respect. You can give general respect all day long, but like to get respect in your community, like you have to earn that, because you can have respect in your home, but then the men of the lodge down the street don't respect you because of X, Y, and Z. You have to prove yourself to be a respectable man in the community. But just as it pertains to respect in a relationship, don't emasculate me, those kinds of things. Listen to my opinion. Don't combat me on everything. And it really also means to me, just being cooperative. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been in situations where everything that came out of my mouth was a problem. And it kind of had me scratching my head and second guessing myself for a second. I'm like, I know I got some sense now. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason to combat me on everything. And that respect to, hey, if we have a disagreement on something, we talk about it. You give your input, I give mine. But at the end of the day, that man, the leader of the household, should make that final decision. Call me old school. Somebody might cuss me out for that, but I just feel like that's the way things should go. My vivid life says being in a good relationship means that you're in a space where you can speak freely with the other person. I like that, being respectful and honest. that strengthens the bond. I am so glad that My Vivid Life said that, because if men feel disrespected, or if they feel like their opinion is not respected, I promise you we gonna shut down. And that's the last thing that y'all want, is for uh, the man to shut down. You talk about emotionally unavailable. You know what I'm saying? It's been times, and I've heard this from a lot of other married men that's been married for a long time. A lot of times they feel like they have to walk on eggshells because they don't want to start an argument with the wife, and a lot of times men feel like they can't be honest about certain things because that's going to cause an argument, and you can't just simply have an honest conversation about it. If you want a man to shut down on you, that's the way to do it. You don't want to feel like you're having to walk on eggshells and can't be honest. Just like My Vivid Life says, you got to strengthen that bond so you can speak freely. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what Miss Chelsea says. She says, I feel like there should be a happy medium, not emotional to the point that you don't know how to control your emotions, but communicative, receptive, and attentive. Okay, I got you. And then she says, I found the perfect TikTok. Okay, we're gonna check this TikTok out then. But I want to check that out, and then I got a video that I want to share, and then we're gonna ask one more question, and then we'll move on to the next topic. Let me pull this up real quick.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Stefan Laboussiere, aka Stefan Speaks, and I have a message for you today. And that message is never settle. Now, I'm sure you've heard that millions of times, and you've probably said it yourself millions of times. But the reality is that when I look around, I see so many of you settling every day, settling with your work life, settling with your romantic life, settling with your spiritual life. You are accepting less than what you truly deserve, and you're not living to your true potential. Listen, I know how hard it can get to wait for that thing that you truly desire, and for you to keep putting in the work in trying to achieve it. But the reality is that settling is not going to get you anywhere other than leading you to disappointment and eventually pure misery. That's what happens when people settle, whether it be in their relationships, whether it be at work, whatever. You don't need to put yourself in that position. It may seem like a viable option in the moment, but in the long run, there is going to be a price to pay. And that's a price I don't want you to have to pay. So I want to encourage you not to settle, to continue to be patient, to continue to trust God's timing and his process, and know that as you continue to put forth the work, as you continue to stay positive and believe in what you're trying to receive, that it will come. It surely will come, but it does take time. But do not get discouraged by the time that is passing, by the time that has passed. And if you're saying to yourself, well, I've been trying so hard and that great thing hasn't come yet, well, let's try something different. Let's make some adjustments to our approach, but let's not stop moving forward. Like I said at the show the other day, if you go to the gym and you're not losing weight doing all these workouts, then you don't stop going to the gym, you change your workout. So if you're not getting the results you want, you change your approach, but you do not settle, you do not give up, and you continue to have faith that God is going to reward you and give you all the blessings you've been waiting for.
All right. Shout out to Stefan Speaks. He says you should never settle. So, what do you ladies think? Antoinette, should you settle? What do you think? Do you agree with Brother Stefan or no?
To a certain extent. With settling, what he said is accepting less than you deserve. But that means you also need to put in work. When you put in work, that means you need to be disciplined. When you're disciplined, that means you're not wasting time, because time waits for no person. And in order to put in that change of being disciplined and putting in that work, that means you have to believe that the change is coming. So if you don't believe in yourself first, there's no way that you're going to settle and accept something from somebody else and believe that they are going to be the change, and then you just going to follow suit, because you're not disciplined. You're not disciplined in working on what you want, how you want it, and when you want it. I don't, if with settling, it comes to a certain extent. Accepting, it comes to a certain extent. There's certain levels to all of this at the end of the day. And being disciplined is the main part of it. You either gonna stick to your guns on what makes you balance, what keeps you in tune, so that way you can have somebody else in your corner. Because if not, you just gonna be running around in a circle chasing your own tail and accepting the fact that you not settling with yourself. So that's, yeah, it takes work. It takes work and discipline.
I like that. I like it a lot, Antoinette. Alabama church girl, that's on you. What you think? Should you settle?
So, I want to use a different example this time, other than my personal experiences.
Okay.
I have a sister that is very advanced in her career, not married. And she's interested in being married. And just like that comment that one of the Facebook users had, they're slim pickings out here. And where her social status may cause her pickings to be even slimmer, and her willingness not to settle may be the reason why she's still not partnered. So just like Antoinette stated, sometimes you have to do that internal work and you have to really understand, what is it that I really need from a partner at this stage in my life? Because at one stage in your life, you may need someone that is financially capable of keeping up with you. But you, at a different stage, that might not even be a question. I'm capable 100% on my own. But what I need is someone to be with me in the home stretch. Because at the end of the day, we all gonna need somebody to take care of us. We all gonna want someone there, in the wee hours when ain't nobody talking but God. And God said it's not good for man to be alone. So, sometimes we really have to, just like Antoinette said, just do your work, your internal work. What do I really need? Not necessarily what I want, because all of us want somebody tall, rich, and available that can throw it back. But what do I need? What do I really need? Where is my life now? Where's my life going? And who can go with me on this journey?
I can dig it. One more question, and y'all, this topic is getting deep. But settling or lowering your standards, is there a difference? If you lower your standards just a little bit, maybe instead of requiring somebody to make 100K, maybe you can lower your standards to 60. Same person, you know what I'm saying? Everything else checks the box except that money factor. Is that settling, or is that just lowering your standards? Okay, maybe on the men's side, maybe her hair isn't all the way down her back, but she got hair down to her shoulders. You see what I'm saying? Is that settling or just lowering your standards?
I don't think it's either. And let me give you this example. So for communication, we're always talking about communication, right? At first, I was not the best person with communication. But somebody opened my eyes and was like, listen, I'm not doing this to be possessive. I'm not doing this to keep tabs on you. I'm doing it because it's important for me to know that you're safe. That it's important for me to know that you've made it to your destination, that you're doing all right, that we're keeping in open flow. So at the end of the day, if there's anything out of the norm, then I could know that, I could understand that. So in keeping and then going to the next level of communication, not just giving that one liner that, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'm all right. Made it home. Go a little bit more into it. Hey, I made it all right. Thank you for the evening. Is there any other plans for tomorrow? Whatever. Go a little bit deeper as far as with communication, because if people are important to you, or your partner isn't, bless you, baby. If people are important to you, and you're wanting to go that extra mile and you see them, walking that path with you at some point in time, it's not about settling, and it's not about lowering my standards as far as with communication, because I'm into that world of, texting and what have you. It's about picking up that phone. And this is the type of communication that they like, because it's what keeps that security. It keeps that type of regulation. It keeps them safe. And it also keeps you safe, thinking that that person took enough time to express that they want to hear that I'm okay. And keeping it as an everyday thing makes it into a positive habit. So that's not about lowering standards or anything. It's just a different critique. It's just polishing um, the tools that we already had, communication, but now we're just doing it on a daily basis. We're going to that next level of communication, of actually expressing, hey, I got this schedule. I made it into work. Okay. Hope to talk to you later. Hope you have a great day. It's just those little things of fine tuning. That's not just settling or lowering standards. It's about, being there here and now, and just polishing those factors. So it's not, yeah, I don't think there's a point of lowering standards. It depends on how you taking it.
Yeah, I agree. Now, I gotta say, now when I said if you require a man that's making 100,000, but he's only making 60, but he checks every other box, y'all was like, ooh.
Depends on how you making your money.
Say
Oh,
that
go ahead.
again.
I'm gonna tell you why I winced, because we stated from the top of this episode that this is a 30 and above conversation. And I think that if we're still discussing how much money you make and how many notches on your bedpost at this age, we haven't reached a level of maturity that your age should be
it's
at.
a lot of immature people out there then.
I'm sure.
A lot.
There are.
A lot. Like,
And
for real. But
and that's why I said about the money, JD. It depends
mhm,
on how you making your money. Because like we said, if
mhm,
we're talking about our age bracket and stuff, then know about stocks, bonds, assets, things of
mhm.
that nature. So it's not, are we talking about our bi-weekly check? Are we talking about our other streams of income? Are we talking, because at the end of the day, that all adds up. So what are we
Uh,
doing?
I'm
And
talking about a man that makes $60,000 and that's it from his 9 to 5, nothing else.
But how are you spending? That's what I'm
But
looking at. Because
there it is.
you could be making 250,000, but you
There it
spending
is.
everything as it comes in, and we're still not getting anywhere. We're spinning
On
our wheels.
Jordans.
Right. So
Okay.
that those are things that I, at a mature age, are more important to me. What are we investing in? Or is your mind even on investing in anything?
Right.
What's the next business venture? What are we
Thank
owning?
you.
So
Right.
what I'm hearing is if he's making um less than 100,000 or whatever, he better be having something else to make up for it. That what I'm hearing?
No. not necessarily. What I want to express is that no matter what you're making, how are you spending wisely? Are you taking are you fiscally responsible, taking care of responsibilities first?
Mm-hmm.
Are you conservative in your spending? And are you wise in your investing?
Mm-hmm.
No matter what tax bracket you're in. What are you doing with what you have? Because you can't unlearn certain habits at this age. Some things, like if you got somebody that just love to sling peen everywhere, 9 times out of 10, he ain't gonna stop doing it at this age.
Right.
And the same thing goes for someone that is just a habitual shopper and spender. 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna change it at this age, in this stage in the game.
You got a point, but you would really be surprised at how much to a lot of people money makes a difference. And yeah, before we move on, I wanna see what Chelsea was talking about on this TikTok.
What is one toxic trait you learned about yourself during your spiritual healing?
Out of all the things that I learned about myself and uncovered and revealed about myself in my healing journey thus far, did nothing quite hit me like a ton of bricks, like realizing that I too was emotionally unavailable. It was during the time that I was entertaining males still, and I recognized that I kept entertaining emotionally unavailable males. And I would get so worked up. Oh my goodness, why does this always happen to me? Why do I always attract emotionally unavailable males? What's going on? I don't understand. Because I thought, surely I can't be emotionally unavailable. I'm giving so much of myself to this person. I'm showing emotions. I'm caring for this person. So no, it's not me, it's them. And it wasn't until I began healing that I realized that emotional unavailability in women shows up differently than it does in males. Because for us, emotional unavailability doesn't look like lack of emotion and emotional presence. Instead, it looks like us pouring a lot of ourselves into those who don't serve us in any capacity and pushing away and avoiding those who would actually serve us well.
What is one?
I like that.
Wow. That happens a lot. That happens a lot, men and women. Real quick, y'all share your thoughts on that. We'll start with Antoinette.
Agreed. You basically filling from an empty cup. You can't. we provide through services because we're used to that. That's our robotic responses. But at the end of the day, we are not afforded that opportunity to tap into ourselves and be like, "Hey, you're a little bit hollow. So what are we gonna do about this?" But we're feeling like filling in that void is gonna be through the person that we're seeking to find, and that's not how that works. And that's why she kept like she said, kept attracting ones that were emotionally unavailable because she had no emotions at that time. She wasn't acknowledging it, and that's some things that we do as women go through. We don't acknowledge it sometimes until we are completely exhausted and done with it.
Alabama church girl.
For one, I want to say that I do follow that particular TikToker, and I enjoy her commentary. But secondly, I also noticed that she said it was when I was entertaining males. So it sounds just like we were speaking of before. It sounds like she's done some work to understand what she needs in order to make herself happy, what she needs in order to feel like she hasn't settled. So it sounds like, and once she did that, what did she say? It hit her like a ton of bricks that she realized, I haven't been emotionally available to them either. I also, because y'all know I majored in science, so the law of attraction is real. What you put out is what you're gonna receive. So I believe that heavily.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing that I took away from it, is that it really is true that you attract whatever it is that you are, and we need to realize that as a community, and we need to do the work, ourselves, and look in the mirror sometimes. But yeah, I like that topic, y'all. I like it. We are here, another episode of Love and Relationships. If you're just joining us, Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Please go ahead and hit that like button. We are about to go into our next topic, which is, can you date someone with different views? Different views as in political views, relationship views, religious views. How big of a difference will this make in your relationship? This time we are going to start with the Alabama church girl. Talk to us, Val.
Oh, why you want to start over here? Okay, my simple answer is yes. Yes, you can. Date, yes. Yes, you can.
Mhm.
Now, let me complicate that answer. Spiritually, can you marry somebody with different spiritual views? I don't think so. I don't think you're gonna get very far with that. Can you marry somebody with different political views? Yeah, you can. You gotta define though, what's the line? We don't cross. Can you marry someone with different views on relationships? That's not gonna go very far either, in my opinion. Because how can two walk together except they agree?
Okay, I got you, Antoinette. Come on with it.
It could be difficult, and it depends on what the topic is at hand. If we're talking about culturally, it allows us to get to know different cultures, different heritage, um, different things, like as far as with food. I'm a foodie, so I'm willing to learn, different ways on how to cook things as long as there's no pork involved. But but yeah, with culture, yes. Religion, like Val said, that can be tough. And it depends on how strong you are with your current belief and where that person is too. It definitely depends, because I haven't experienced that. And I don't know how accepting I would be. Um, with that, now I would try to understand where they're coming from, because of course every belief has some truths to it, so I would try to see what spin they have with that. Now as far as with political, I don't think so. Not at this not at where we currently are. um Absolutely not. Just due to the fact of understanding my own heritage, my ancestors, and what I look like, without voicing my opinion. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. And then I don't want to be um, my partner's hype man and teaching them all the time of what I'm experiencing and what I'm feeling at that moment. Um, that would be tough politically. Which one else did we go over? Spiritually, financially? No.
Relationship.
Oh, as far as with relationships, now, relationship is, is this temporary? Are we just fulfilling a need? Are we going through a check box? And then, so then that goes into this new hype thing as far as with TV too, with them dealing with
Yeah.
polygamy and the sister wives and all that. And now, see, listen, as an
Yeah.
undergraduate, you lived your life, okay, with many partners at the same time. Now, hey, that's your emotional whatever standpoint. If you want to express those skeletons in the closet, just make sure your partner is willing to receive it. Now, if this partner wants to walk along that journey with you, and hey, if they want to try it out, if they never did before, that's between y'all. But it's different. So it depends on who you're with and what is being accepted and what we're able to share to balance us out. But as far as with the political views, no. Now our next one, our big one, is dealing with COVID, right? With this vaccine. Okay.
Mhm.
Now let's really talk about that, because, and we've had this conversation, and I tell this all the time, and being a medical professional, Now, at first, okay, we had the discussions. Oh, don't want to do it, and I'm talking about our community now
Mhm.
because of Tuskegee and everything. Now, listen, listen. If we want to know our history, understand the cure was not given. Okay, it was not given. Now, I'm not promoting and demoting nothing else. I'm just my point of view from a medical standpoint. Okay, professional. I think that being that the vaccine is available for 12 years on up, if you have children, I think that you need to utilize the resource of obtaining that vaccine, because if your child or children transition, and let me make clear, transition means death. Death
Mhm.
means something that you do not come back from. If your child transitions and you had the resources to deter, or and because this is not a prevention, this is to assist in becoming a detriment. Now, if something happens with that child or those children, I think that you should go to jail for homicide because you had the resources.
Mhm.
Can
That's
I
my
add
view.
to that?
Huh?
Can I add to that?
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
Listen. I want to get close and lean in and get messy, like the grandmas on the stoop. Child, let me tell you. But have y'all heard about the situation with Jesse Jackson and his wife?
The wife was
Uh,
not vaccinated, and he was,
Right.
and she is
And
in
he was an
ICU.
advocate for the vaccine.
Yeah,
you
but
said
you
he
know
he
when
is
you're
an advocate for it.
Yes, he's
Mm.
out on the front lines advocating for
Mhm.
Mhm.
everybody to get vaccinated. But his wife decided that since she had underlying medical conditions, she wasn't
Mhm.
confident in taking the vaccine yet. And now she's being moved into the ICU, which,
Right.
you never know whether or not she will transition or not while there.
Mhm.
Right. And that's the double-edged sword too, because you have underlying conditions. So you need to take those preventative measures. Now you know your husband gonna be out in them streets because he's an advocate. He is out there until death do us part for our community. And he meant that. He is definitely a living legend. So of course he's gonna get his vaccine because with the Parkinson's, with everything else, he's going to stand at the front line like he is with the Marches for the People Act, etc. And I know we may be going a little bit more into that. I apologize, JD, but with this being a viewpoint in relationships, it's important because this is a hot topic, right? But just to piggyback back onto with the children, if we're supposed to protect them, right? If you're in a relationship and you're supposed to be protecting these children, and my partner is like, oh, I don't want to take that vaccine, well, then you cannot come between me and my children, because I'm not going to be a person who is working on this front line and I'm taking it so I could take care of others, and you don't see me helping out people on ventilators. I don't want to see that with children, and I'm not going to bring that home. So if there are measures and resources for me to take because my children cannot, then I'm going to do that. And I think that that's important when we have to look into different sacrifices. These are the different points of views as far as with the vaccine is concerned that I would not accept. I won't settle. I won't falter. I won't do anything in regards to that point of view.
Yeah, I hear you. It has been a topic in a lot of homes and a lot of relationships, whether or not to get the vaccine, whether to get it, whether not to get it, wear masks, not to wear masks. Um, it's tense out here, and to go back to what we were talking about at the beginning, I do believe that some differences can work. For example, if the husband is Baptist and the wife is Church of Christ, I've seen that work. As far as religious views, I don't think Christian and Islam would go together too well. But
I've I've been there, done that, JD.
Oh wow.
How'd that
Wow.
work?
Yeah,
How'd that
that's what I
work?
was going. How did that go?
Okay, so I dated this African guy who was a part of the Nation of Islam and or Islam faith. And I had high respect and regard for how serious he was about his religion and his religious practice. We were very intellectually compatible. Always had deep conversations. Enjoyed each other very, very much so. But his mama was dead set on. I don't care how pretty that little girl is. She is. She is not Muslim, and you're gonna marry a Muslim woman. And while we were dating, his mom sent for him to come home to Africa, and he married a Muslim woman while he was there. So,
wow.
so that's how
Wow.
that went.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that was I but in the long run, I'm not distraught about it. We're still friends at this stage in the game. But I'm not distraught about it because I feel like in the long run, hey B Mac, brother, I'm live. But anywho, I feel like in the long run, we probably wouldn't have worked out because raising children under two different faiths that can be contentious. So it is what it is.
All right, we bringing B Mac up. Mac, you been listening, man. What you got to add to the conversation? You got something playing in the background? Yeah. Well, while Mac is getting his stuff together, yeah, I agree. Sometimes that religion, if that's too far off, that's definitely going to cause problems. Political views. Oh, I understand why in the workplace they don't want you to talk about politics because people on my job that I thought were cool, as soon as I heard some of their political views, looking at them with the side eye from now on. You know what I'm saying? Matt, go ahead. What you got to add to the conversation?
Yeah, I'm going back to the vaccine. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So here's my thing on that. So the vaccine is to keep your ass out of the ICU. That's it. If you got COVID with the vaccine or without, you can spread it, right? If you got the vaccine or not, you can catch it, right? The media and how they're portraying it is, oh no, we're not safe if you're not vaccinated. In my reality, it's like this. They lied and pretended like if you got that vaccine, take your mask off. Be free. My granddaddy did that and he got COVID again. Thinking he was safe because he had the vaccine. Dude, COVID is COVID. It's to keep you off that respirator and you out that ICU. It's not going to affect nobody else. You still can catch it. It's to keep you from dying. Nobody else. What can help folks from not contracting it is those masks. So don't worry about that vaccination. Worry about are they washing their hands, putting on that mask, doing that thing. But the media is pushing it. Like, if you're not vaccinated, you're contagious. Dude, COVID is COVID. You're contagious, period.
But it's
So
not
that's my
just about-
input. My thing is, I see how the media was pushing. Like, Cam Newton got cut today because he ain't got the vaccine. They was like, oh, we can't be at risk. But the people that's administering the shots and stuff, they had COVID. They had the shot. They were spreading it. And it's like, what's up? See what I'm saying? The people that they find or cut, like Cam Newton, he ain't got COVID. But the nurses did. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. I just wanted to step in there because I heard the dialogue and I'm like, hold on. Now you gonna get if somebody got COVID, they're gonna spread it. I don't care if they got the shot or not, they're gonna spread it. It's just to keep you out of ICU. That's it. It's to better your chances of living with it. Just like the flu shot. I can get the flu right now. I got the flu shot. It won't affect me that bad. But if I come in your face and I sneeze, you got the flu. Period. I'm safe. I'm cool. But if you got the shot, you won't die. If you don't, you're going to be sick. That's what it is.
Okay, Antoinette, I believe you had something you wanted to add.
You said your grandfather, when he took off the mask, then he contracted COVID again, correct?
Yeah, because they were the reason why they pushed the vaccine. One of their things was if you got the vaccine, you can take off your mask.
But you still need to take those preventative measures and understanding that the mask, even though they're saying, hey, take off the mask, yeah, go run around free. You still need to listen to that intuition and what's actually going on. Because at first they told you not to wear a mask, right? And then, like I said, you said with the nurses and everybody having COVID, I've been working on the front line now since it started. And thank God I've been protected both, physically, mentally, spiritually, because I did my best practices of washing my hands and making sure everything is clean and things like that. But that's not to say that maybe my exposure to being on the front line could have been spread to others. We're not saying that. And like you said, it is a preventative measure. Because and I read an article where they said a lot of anti-vaxxer nurses were just giving out, I guess, saline solution or whatever for the vaccine, and people were still getting it. Well, like I was saying, for people who don't want the vaccine, that's fine. But you need to go to your own facility and allow people who have received the vaccine and those that are vaccinated to get the care and stuff that they needed because they took those steps for preventative measures. Just like you said, with all the other vaccines that we get as nurses, everybody's always running to make sure they got all the other vaccines up to date. So what is one more? It's one more vaccine. With all the shots that you get in the military, hell, we get shots on our butt cheeks. But you ain't complaining about that because guess what? You're going to get that deployment check. You're going to keep continuing to get your insurance and everything else. It's another vaccine on the list. But for in regards to children and relationships, you have to be that protector. For elders, you have to be that protector. And if it's available for you, then you need to do that. Now, at first I was like, no, I'm not taking it. But when it starts going into children are going to be effective under the age of 12, then hell yes, sign me up because it's another thing on my checklist.
Here's my rebuttal
Period.
to that. Here's my rebuttal to that. Children 0 to 12 can't take the shot. They can't. Like I said, the vaccine is to prevent you from being on a respirator or dying. You can get the shot, have COVID, and still kill your kid. It's not going to prevent them from not getting it. The COVID shot don't help you not spread it. It's just to help you from not dying from it, not the kid. So you can get the shot 50 times. It's not going to help your kid. They don't get the shot. It's not safe for them right now because they ain't been tested that long. The shot just came. Bill Gates quit Microsoft, jumped on COVID shots, right? We know that happened. He jumped on the COVID shots. They making bank.
Well, Bill Gates is a whole other clusterfuck. But
I know, right? That was a bad. Once I said it, I understood what I said. But what I'm saying is, you can get 50 shots. It ain't helping your kid. It's like you can put 10 locks on your door. That ain't saving your house from me coming through the window. It's not. It's a mental thing, but it's not a realistic thing, right? And the military did give us 50 shots. You know one shot I skipped? The anthrax shot. Why? Because I knew it was bullshit. Now they paying people for getting the anthrax shot. I don't sign up for stuff just because they say. I know for certain when Dr. Fauci came online and said, when because I watched the Joe Budden podcast, and he was like, "Oh, so if we get the shot, we good. We can go travel." He was like, "No, wear your mask. Getting the shot clears up the hospitals. It'll relax us from admitting so many people from going to the hospitals. But you wear your mask, be precautious." Cool. So I'm like, okay. I stay at home. I sit back. I stay away from people. I'm gonna just wear my mask. I'm not comfortable yet with the shot. But then I'm like, okay, if the shot prevent COVID, I'll get it. But then I Google that, and it's like, well, not just Google. I look at the CDC, and it's like, this shot ain't preventing you from getting nothing or spreading nothing. It's just to lax the hospital. Well, I ain't doing that. Not yet. I'll do it. But I'm saying that ain't, I thought it was to stop the spread. But since it's not, what are we doing? We're not saving the kids or the old folks. I told my grandma, I said, I can get the shot, have COVID, give it to you, and then what?
Mm-hmm.
Now you got COVID. What's the difference? The only difference is if I got COVID, I could die. Not you. I could die.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
B Mac, could you date or marry someone with a different political view or religious view?
Of course. Because it's like religious. I believe in God, and I know he worked miracles. I ain't never met him, and I can't pretend like my thought of what I believe in is like the end all be all. Because I know Jesus was a Jew. I'm a Christian. And we call ourselves Christians because we follow Christ, right? He was a Jew. Why ain't I a Jew? I do know before slavery, we wasn't no Christian at all. So I'm not going to leave myself to be dumb or like follow Western culture. You said religion or what else? What was the second one?
Political.
You know that's bullshit. Of course not. No, well, I wouldn't dare.
What'd you say?
I
I heard
claim-
black sisters come out of you.
Look.
No.
I claim myself as an
not.
independent. I'm an independent. I don't go for, I'm not putting myself in a box, period. So I don't go for none of that kind of crap.
So I'm an independent as well. Well, my views are more independent than any other box.
Yeah.
So that's why I say I can be with someone that has a different view for me because
Got to.
I might not sway to the same way all the time.
Mm-mm. Yeah, that could be very, very problematic, especially with all Black Lives Matter and all the other stuff. Was it a insurrection? Was it not an insurrection? You know, this is a really still a politically sensitive climate that we're in right now. But it's so much that we could go into. The politics, more on the vaccine, religion, all of that stuff. We're gonna have to say that for another stream, though, y'all. Listen, we're about to go ahead and wrap it up, but I want to go around the horn one more time, and we'll go backwards this time. Matt, what do you want to add to the conversation? First, we was talking about are you willing to settle? And then can you be with somebody that has different views?
Since it's the last go around, I appreciate everybody for being on the live. I appreciate everybody's views. That's all I'm saying.
All right, Alabama Church Girl, we'll go to you next.
Oh, I want to say I praise God for you, JD, and for our other panelists, Antoinette and B Mac. You know I love you guys. No, but let me get serious. Seriously, I do enjoy the conversation. I think that we have had a healthy spar on this evening. I also would like to say I have settled. I am #Stamper Squad all the way. Yes, I have settled into my new name, Mrs. Stample, very well. And thirdly, I like to make sure that everyone knows the Alabama Church Girl is coming back on tomorrow. We will be live in effect. Follow me as Valerie Young on Facebook. You can go to the Alabama Church Girl page as well, the Alabama Church Girl. I will also upload on YouTube. And you can follow me on Twitter, the Alabama Church Girl, just as it appears in the box.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Y'all make sure y'all go support the Alabama Church Girl and her endeavors. We can't wait to check that out tomorrow. Antoinette, is on you.
Well, as always, it's been a pleasure. I always love agreeing to disagree with every standpoint. Um, Again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Let's continue these conversations. Keep putting in your comments so we could elaborate for another day. And
That's
JD, it's
what's
been a
up.
pleasure. We appreciate you.
That's what's up. I appreciate y'all as well. Thank y'all so much for your input. It's always a pleasure. Listen, I can't wait to come back next week. And I don't know exactly when, but the topic the pop up show that we did last Thursday, is marriage worth it? We got a lot of views on that, so it will be back by popular demand. We are going to do a part 2 to that. Is marriage worth it? But that's all we got for you.